Hi, this is Mark from Well CPAP and Medical Supply. I'm going to answer some user questions or some questions that we've had on our channel. So a couple of the questions that keep popping up consistently is after you turn your machine off, the machine still feels like it's on and sounds like it's on, and I'll go over that. And this has to do with both the AirSense 10 and the AirSense 11. So down here on the screen, I'm going to hit start. Notice the machine's on here. Couple things to notice is when I hit start on there, when the pressure's on and you can hear it, it's going. Just got my thumb over it. But there is a little icon that looks like some heated water there. When I hit stop, you'll notice that switches over to a snowflake and that's flashing. What's going on here now, if you put your hand in front of the tube, you can hear it's different. It doesn't sound like it's on, but there's a little bit of air coming out there. And if you were to pull the humidifier chamber out, you can hear there's just a little bit of air coming through. And all that's doing is it's just going through a cool down function. Now, if I click this back on, you can see that's still flashing. That will sit and flash for about 20 minutes. The design behind that is to blow any excess condensation out of the circuit, condensation that may be in the humidifier chamber and in the tubing. So that will shut off after 30 minutes, but 20 minutes, but it will sit and blow just a little bit of air there. If you do want to turn it off, there's one thing you can do. You can hold the start button until the whole thing shuts off, and that will also shut the cool down function off. But it is designed to sit and cool down when you do hit stop. I had a patient ask a little bit about the humidifier in settings in the menu option. So the question was, how do you keep your humidifier cool? So there's a little bit of a tricky piece to it. The warmer the air, the more humidity it's bringing into the mask. So you have to find a comfortable balance between how cool the air is and how humid it is. You had also mentioned that you get a little bit of a tickle in the back of your throat, and part of that can be the humidity and the temperature as well. So let me take you through kind of menus here. There we go. So it's going to start up here. I'm going to click into my options, scroll down. Now you have on your climate control, again, you can do manual or auto. So to keep the air cooler, I would definitely go to manual. And then you'd want to turn your tube temperature way down, but you also want to turn your humidity down. Now the tricky piece to it, and I've had other patients comment and have questions about rain out in the mask. So the cooler that is, so if your tube temperature is too cool and your humidity level is too warm, you'll start to get condensation in the mask. And the reason for that is it's fighting against a cool room temperature. And then it's just condensing on the inside of your mask or in the tube. But if you want cooler air, you'd want to turn your humidity level down, but also turn your tube temperature either lower or completely off. So when that's set to off, your humidity level, if this starts to go up a little bit, you'll start to get water in the mask or tubing if it gets too high. Water usage. So is your CPAP using the right amount, or are you putting the right amount in? There's a few different things that will contribute to how much water a machine uses at night. First and foremost is mask seal. So if you have a nasal mask and your mouth is popping open at night, you're going to use more water because there's a leak in the system. If your mask is leaking, if you have a full face mask and the mask is leaking, or you have a beard and you don't necessarily know the mask is leaking, that will also use the water much faster, about 3 times faster than a good sealed system. The other piece is this humidifier tank is designed for about 8 hours of use. We had questions on our channels asking if, they fill it up about once a week and then it drains empty. But if you're using everything at about a medium range setting on the humidity setting, it's going to be about 8 hours depending on where your humidity settings and your pressure settings are. Some people say that the timing on the machine seem off. Let me kind of show you. When you hit stop in the morning, this will pull up and give you a usage hour. Now, this is the patient menu, and it's different from what your doctor and your medical equipment supplier receive. If you go up to use the bathroom, get up in the middle of the night, and you take longer than 5 minutes, this is going to reset. So if you sleep 8 hours, you go to use the restroom at about the 4-hour mark, you may only see 4 hours in there, but your doctor will see the full 8 hours with a little bit of a split in the middle. The other piece to this is if you sleep beyond noon. So typically these are set from noon. Noon becomes a new day because most people are sleeping at night. So if you sleep, if you're a shift worker and go to bed, early in the morning and then wake up in the mid-afternoon, you'll see those times split. But again, your medical equipment provider will, and your doctor will have that full time period. We've had some questions about the MyAir option in the sleep report. So if you click on here, if I scroll down, you can see there's a MyAir option there. On some AirSense 10 machines in the market right now, that may not be available. And all that means is your machine is what they call a card to cloud. It doesn't have a modem in it that's going to send that data. And that's why you don't have the MyAir option. So the MyAir app functions on machines only that have a modem built into it. This has a modem built into it, but we did have only card to clouds available for a while. And if you have a card to cloud machine, then to be able to see the data, you have to download the card that comes on the side, but you don't have that. It won't have that MyAir option piece in your sleep menu.